Well, what do we have here? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the craziest e-bike I have ever ridden. This is called the Nomad DK 300 Max. It is like a motorcycle, moped, I don't know, like end of the world apocalyptic e-bike looking thing. This thing is absolutely crazy. You'll see here I've got my phone mounted as well as a 360 camera to film all the goodies. But yeah, Milad sent this out to me to give it a try. They want to know my feedback, so I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, so just walking around, first thing, we would call this a full suspension. It's got the you know, the rear shock in the back. This one is the DK300 Max, so they have DK300 Pro, DK300, I think. They're slightly different, but this is the 300 Max, so you've got 2 batteries. And when you have both of these batteries, you can get up to 150 miles range. So one thing that makes this very unique is I'm gonna call it all-wheel drive. It's got a motor in both front and back. 750 watt motors. Well, they're peak 1200 watt motors, but I think that would be the peak power. But this thing absolutely shreds, and it goes up to 35 miles an hour, and it gets there pretty quickly. It's got hydraulic brakes. They're branded Milad. Sometimes you'd see like Tektro or, you know, Shimano, maybe something like that, but this is their own branded hydraulic brakes called Milad. They work pretty well. You want hydraulic brakes, you want good quality hydraulic brakes and disc brakes at that, because these things are heavy. This thing's like 130 pounds. It is a heavy little guy. It's equipped with a really cool front light. I'll show you that right now. But before we do that, this is how you turn this on. That's how you turn it on. Nice little display. And we'll just use it's got a code, 4-digit code, which is actually great. I heard some people complaining about bikes with stuff like this, but guess what? It's nice to have a code, because someone can't just go and rip off with your e-bike. So as you'll see here, it's kind of hard to see, but we're in rear drive only. I'm gonna hit the power button once, and now we're in all-wheel drive, or front and back. It's got lights, so to go on the light setting, I would hold in this plus button here, and the screen dimmed a bit because now it's light setting. But now look at this. This thing's absolutely sick. Look at that. And so then you have a bunch of different settings. So you got high beam is that one, and low beam is that one, and then that's just your running light. So the thing is pretty cool, I gotta say. Full suspension, everything's branded Milad, except for the rear derailleur, I think. The rear derailleur is a Shimano Tourney TZ, but the thing is built kind of like a motorcycle. I'm not gonna lie, it's like a dirt bike. So let's show you what it's like to go for a rip on this thing. So obviously, like any e-bike, it's got pedal assist. Pedal assist means, yes, it's an e-bike, and if you start to pedal, you can adjust the power from 1 to 5 depending on how much power you want as you're pedaling. So it's kind of like a turbo. You start pedaling and that power kicks in and it assists you, and you can change that setting, like I said, from 1 to 5. So that's fun. That's great if you do want to pedal this thing. But do keep in mind, this thing's like built like a dirt bike. So at the highest point here, now I'm like, you know, 5'10", so my knee is actually in a pretty decent spot. So in a bike like this, you can make it work. But if you're tall, the seat's not adjustable, right? It's built like a dirt bike. So pedaling something like this might be harder if you're taller. It's also equipped with a little horn. Listen to this. It's just like a electronic beat, but it's very loud. So if someone is in your way, it's a good way to get them out of your way. All right, so we're gonna put it right up to speed 5 because we don't mess around. We're on a beach, I'm on a vacation, and that's why I'm able to ride this thing and tell you guys what I think. So we're staying in all-wheel drive. Do keep in mind though, we're on a beach. So when you throw power to both wheels on a beach, it can get a little slippery. In no time, it's going like 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. Oh my gosh, this thing is so fast. thing is crazy fast. Oh, that's a bird! Oh my gosh. And there's bunnies. There's bunnies and wildlife everywhere. So fast. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's not really a bike. Let's try pedaling. See, pedaling's just not that much fun. That's oh my gosh. I'm in the bike lane, but really I'm going as fast as a car. I'm going past the speed limit's 30 miles an hour. I'm going 35. Sorry, everybody. So after spending some significant time riding the Milad DK300 Max, these are my final thoughts. The DK300 Max is more of an electric dirt bike or moped feeling, e-bike than it is an actual cycling e-bike. You can pedal, you can maximize your mileage by pedaling, but the way this thing is built, the way it sits, the way I fit on it, it really does feel like an electric dirt bike. That said, it is a very fun bike to ride around town on, get from point A to point B much quicker than your average e-bike. I would say that if you are looking for an e-bike like this, the competition out there is a lot more expensive than the Milad DK300 Max for what you get. You get a lot of e-bike for the money. They're running deals all the time, so be sure to check out the link in my description. Yeah, this thing was an absolute blast. It still is a blast. It's great on the beach. It's pretty good on trails. The suspension up front and on the back is pretty good. You're not going to get top end quality. Everything is branded Milad, but my initial review, having it for 3 months, has been excellent. I've really enjoyed it. The brakes are good. They stop you when you need to. The display and controls are very easy to work and very easy to use. It's a very rugged, tough looking and feeling bike. It's stout, it's heavy. It feels very solid on the ground, and having power going to the front and rear wheels at the same time is quite the feeling. There are a lot of e-bikes to choose from these days, but Milad has certainly given you a great option for the price point. If you're a one-car family or you're just looking for a way to get around town faster and easier and possibly cheaper over the long run, saving gas, saving time walking, saving time on public transportation, this Milad DK300 Max honestly could be your absolute ticket to fantastic fun freedom. So if you're at all interested, be sure to check out the link in my description, as I would recommend checking it out, especially if you're already in the market for one. The price point seems to be very, very competitive with what's out there. Thanks, Milad, for sending this thing over. I had a blast. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.